removed. These are 7 terrifying Japanese urban legends that are based on true stories. A haunted village in Kyushu. A doll possessed by a ghost spirit in Hokkaido. These may sound like Japanese horror movies, but these are real-life stories based on actual events. Not only that, you can go visit the origin of many of these creepy stories for yourself, if you're there. Where Japan's Yuri and Yokai, ghosts and mythological spirits, are based on old superstitions, the following stories are more than real. All I have to say is, whatever you do not open the portal to Tomina's hell, however tempting it is. Number 1. The lawless Inanaki Village. If you stumble upon the entrance of the Inanaki Village, you will be greeted by signs to stay away, warning, the constitution and laws of Japan do not apply here. Sitting on the countryside of Kyushu's Fukuoka Prefecture, this abandoned village is only accessible through a tunnel in which hundreds of workers were killed when it collapsed during its construction. The village was slowly abandoned for reasons that are not entirely clear. Some say it was because of a widespread plague that wiped out the population. Some say it was just due to its remoteness, but the wildest story is that one of the villagers went crazy and murdered everyone with an axe. Whatever the case, no one has actually lived here since the end of World War II, and electronic devices reportedly don't work here. Although the sound of barking dogs or the screams of dead workers emanating from deep inside the tunnels. Number 2. The doll that grows human hair. Back in 1918, a 70-year-old boy in Hokkaido bought a doll at the market for his 2-year-old sister, Okiku. The doll looked similar to her, as they both had an alpaca haircut, a bowl cut with straight hair down to the chin. She loved the doll so much that she took it everywhere with her, even to sleep. When Okiku died months later, the family named the doll after her and prayed to it at their household shrine. It wasn't long after they noticed something strange happening. The doll's hair was gradually growing longer. Even after cutting it, the hair kept growing back. It was at that moment the family knew they messed up. Okiku's father gave the doll to Mannenji Temple in Iwamizawa City, Hokkaido, where it can be visited to this day, but no photos are allowed. Scientists have analyzed the hair of the doll and they concluded that it is real human hair from a child. Freaky. The remoteness of the temple makes it extremely hard to access without a car, and even then it can be dangerous when there is heavy snowfall. Some ghost tours do take visitors here, but they are typically only in Japanese. In case you were trying to see this demonic doll for yourself. Number 3. The human sacrifice of Maruoka Castle. Hitobashira, a type of human sacrifice, was practiced in Japan up until the 16th century. Workers would wall up the victims in pillars, dams and other building foundations to please gods, who would protect the building from enemy attacks. Maruoka Castle in Shakai, Fukui Prefecture, is home to one of the most famous Hitobashira stories. One of the castle walls kept crumbling down during its construction, no matter how it was reinforced. As a last resort, the workers suggested making Hitobashira, and a woman named Oshizu selected to be the sacrifice. She agreed to be the sacrifice under the condition of his son becoming a samurai. The castle was built successfully, but the promise to Oshizu was never fulfilled. Now every spring, the Gesser moat floods during spring rains. The tears of Jesus curse. Number 4. The Red Room Curse. This modern scary story comes in a form of a computer pop-up and originated in the 1990s when personal computers started to boom across Japan. The curse starts with a pop-up that appears on a victim's computer screen when they are alone in a room. It has a red background with black letters asking, "Do you like the red room?" It's impossible to close out the pop-up. It's frozen on the screen. You won't be able to escape the room that you're in when the pop-up appears. The doors and windows will suddenly lock. Your body will be discovered days later, dead in your room, surrounded by walls painted in red with blood. The Red Room curse became popular on the dark corners of the internet after a 12-year-old girl in Sasebo, Nagasaki was murdered by her classmate. The murderer, who remained unnamed due to them being 11 years old, was found to have a link to a red room bookmarked on their computer. Number 5. The Red Cape Murderer. The Akamanto is based on a real murderer who kidnapped and killed 3 people while wearing a blue blanket in Central Fukui Prefecture, 1906. Modern stories about Akamanto, literally red cape, have him wearing a long red cape and a white mask. He appears in bathrooms when victims are in vulnerable situations on the toilet, and he asks, "Red cape or blue cape?" Other versions of the story have him asking, "Red paper or blue paper?" After victims realize there is no toilet paper to wipe their ass on. The horror. If you answer red, he will decapitate you and your blood to flow over like a red cape. If you answer blue, he will suffocate you, turning your body blue. But if you answer a third color or decline to answer, is how to foil his gruesome plans. It might save your life. This legend appeared in a 2015 American TV series, Scream Queens. Number 6. Domino's Hell, the Cursed Poem. This gruesome poem, called Domino's Hell, will bring death to anyone who reads it aloud. Written by Saio Yashu as a part of a poetry collection in 1919. The poem is about a young boy named Tomino who descends into the 8 levels of hell. Some interpret the poem to be about Tomino losing his soul from having killed one of his parents, as there is a special place in Buddhist hell for people who commit a sin like this. Others see it as a metaphor for Tomino going to war and dying in agony never to see his family again. In 1974, director Terima Suji released a movie based on Tomino's hell, To Die in the Country. He died prematurely at 50 due to liver disease, which sparked already fuming rumors that reading this poem out loud causes suffering and death. Apparently, reading this poem in your head is okay. I hope you didn't read those 2 lines out loud. Whoops! I will link the full poem down in the description. Number 7. Hanako-san, the Japanese Bloody Mary. The Bloody Mary of Japanese elementary schools. Toire no Hanako-san, or Hanako of the toilet, is a spirit that can be summoned, but you would have to be either really brave or just plain crazy. Hanako-san's true backstory is unclear. Some say that she was a victim of an air raid during World War II, who was hiding in one of the bathroom stalls when her school went up in flames. Others say she ran into the bathroom to hide from her murderous parents. Poor girl. One thing is clear, she died in the third stall of the third floor bathroom, and that's where you need to knock to summon her. Knock 3 times and ask, Hanako-san, imashu ka? Or, Hanako-san, are you there? Yes, I am. A small voice will respond. The door will slowly open. You will just be able to glimpse a schoolgirl covered in blood coming out of the toilet before she drags you in with her. These are all the stories for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.